Namaste everyone. Very, very nice to see you all. So amazing, no? Yeah, Mila, you want to talk?
Namaste. G, I would like to ask you for help to dissolve my problem and help me to be fully happy forever.
Oh, okay. I would like to start with the most simple yet fundamental point of view towards it, okay? And then you see that are you able to correlate with it or not, and then you respond, and then we explore. It is said that the truth um, brings peace, brings bliss, no? Or only truth can bring peace or bliss. It is said like this. So I would like to elaborate on this statement that the true knowing brings peace, brings joy, brings bliss, and only the true knower can be peaceful, blissful, and free. So let us be the true knower and let us have the true knowing, which is not one and the same thing, but which is in one sense one and the same thing. True knowing and true knower cannot be separated. No? Because it is not about what we are knowing. It is not about what, like our knowledge is about what. It is how true that knowledge is. No? So true knowledge brings freedom. Why? Because true knowledge does not give us any job to maintain any version of that thing. No. What is our job? We are maintaining a version of life, isn't it? So the way to freedom is the truth. And I'm not talking about maintaining versions at the superficial level of interaction as a person or individual. I'm not talking about that. That is kind of an essential part or necessary part of, being human, no? I'm talking about a deeper level where we have started believing, no? Where we believe, we have started believing now that relative knowledge, and we have started taking it as the true knowledge now. I have a quick question here. Can the true knower have false knowledge? That you know that I am the being, I am the presence, but your knowledge is incorrect. Is it possible? Like the pure being holding knowledge, which is not true, like holding. Which means that it is possible that knowledge is something like a separate thing from the knower. Because this expression may give us the impression that knowledge is separate from the knower. No, knowledge is a process of knowing within the knower. It's not something separate which the knower can hold on to or let go of. No. So this is what I would like to say, that this is the way to be free. This is the way to solve problems also, if any, and forever. So to solve problems forever, we think that the problems are those which we are struggling with or we want to be free from, or things like this. At the outer level of body, mind, and individual person, it is all fine. No? But here we are talking about or exploring something fundamental, where you are saying, I want to be free forever. To want to be free forever, you need to depend on truth now. No? And if you are listening to me right now carefully, no? If you are really listening to me, any one of you, already you will start feeling so peaceful. Like, oh, okay. So, first of all, I don't need to maintain my knowledge about the truth, because truth is going to be truth, even if I don't maintain anything about it. No? So, I can allow myself to actually come to the realization that I don't really know anything about. I don't know any truth yet. You know, already it is such a peaceful state of being. So, it is too fundamental or abstract, or are you able to correlate with it? Please respond now.
Yes, G, already I feel that I've got some knowledge about it. And I can see that all of my life I was full of misunderstanding, and it was coming and coming and coming. And now I feel that the real true explanation of what is truth now you just share to me with me, I've got. Yeah, I feel it becoming clear even from now.
And I don't say that understandings are something bad in a way. Let us know the truth of understanding also. No? Truth of understanding will include the use case of the understanding also, like where it is used or where it should be used also. Like in the collective human life, we hold on to understandings, and we need to hold on to understandings, and we talk in the language of understanding or concepts, no, to each other. Like coming in front of a tree, let's say, feeling that tree deeply, and the actual experience or the truth of the tree that was lived during this time goes straight in the being, bypassing all the mind levels where understanding takes place. No? But that's not sufficient for living as a human. No? When somebody will ask you now that, hey, how was your experience with this garden, with this forest, or with this tree? You will need to say something. From where we will say something. That saying something is a individual level of understanding, collective understanding also, like we inherit from the collective understanding into the individual understanding. Like you know, and together this is how it is. So we can know the truth of understanding also. Knowing the truth of anything basically enables us to see the limitations and the strengths of weakness or the strength of anything, no? And then we are not disappointed.
It is so funny that when you say know the truth, before it was like know something great or something like this, but now it is very clear that this is really true knowledge, like true understanding. You can see truly with the clear eyes what is what. So truth is really about truth, not about something.
I can totally understand what you're saying. Like I can totally correlate with what you're saying, because this kind of feeling we all have. You know. That's why I was saying before also that if we can diagnose our problem deeply and clearly, at least we have solved it already 50%. mostly more than that. Like mostly even 80%. I'm not talking about practical life problems. I'm talking about the sense of problem that we feel deeply inside our soul. No, if if we have diagnosed it, no, deeply and clearly, and meaning up to the level where we feel totally contented that I have done completely, I have done totally what I could. No, then we have actually solved that problem already, even more than 50, 60%, like 70, 80, 90% already solved. So what is happening, Mila? We don't want to look deeply into the problem. We are so convinced that I know what is the problem, and because of that, we are also convinced that I know what can be the possible solution or treatment of it. That's why the answer is a very difficult thing to be given from outside, or generally it should not be. No? Like I try my best, for example, to give the answer in such a way that it invite you to question within yourself so that you can get the answer within. No? I don't like to give you the answer in the sense that you feel the impression that okay, I got the answer. No? So we are when we ask a question in the spiritual discussions like this, we already have like option A, B, C, D already set. Like the answer is going to be in one of the four, not necessarily four. It could be 400 or 4,000 or 400,000 even. But even 400,000 still is limiting the possibility of getting the answer. No? Like we can never end up with it with something new now. It's going to be always something old, something from within our mind only. No? Knowing the truth basically is going beyond mind's knowledge. No? It requires to go beyond the knowledge of the mind. Knowledge of the mind means the knowledge which we have had so far, isn't it? New knowledge. We need new knowledge to know the truth. No? It's not a bad thing. It's just that it is old, and that's why it is limited. It has a limited scope. No? Like this. So when we say put aside your mind, we can understand now why it is said that put aside your mind in order to know who you are. No? So that we can have a fresh look at who we are, because it is necessary. Because who we are is so simple and true. Knowing the truth, Mila, is so close to us that then we cannot imagine. No? We are truth, but we are searching for truth. And we are mostly searching for truth within the understandings that have happened in our mind only. What are our possibilities? You see what I'm saying? So I feel I have solved your problem, meaning I have answered what you wanted to ask, what you were asking, but please tell me if your question has not been answered yet.
Gee, I feel you explain it very well, because when you were sharing, I was feeling that truth is arising, and it is showing me where it is and how it is, and how I can use it even during the listening or talking or something.
Yes.
I don't know how to explain it, sorry, just.
I would like to add here that it is very important to know the truth of ourselves first before trying to know the truth of anything. Because our body mind is functioning from within that believed in knowledge of being an individual or individual self or individual person, so and so, and working in a certain way. No? If within that state of self knowledge or false self knowledge, we start knowing the truth of anything, it is going to break that whole flow, whole system. No? And we will feel a lot of disturbances in life. That's why it is very important to know the truth of who we are first. That is like a like you know like we get strength of the being, and from there not only we feel the thirst for more truth or truth about life also now, body, mind, and everything also now, but we also feel strength to face it. We need strength, courage to face the truth of life. And that strength and courage we get from the truth of who we are. So that's why it is very important to know the truth of who we are first before knowing the truth of life. Improving our knowledge about life is all right. There is so much scope within the mind. There is so much scope of improving what we call spiritual growth also. No, in one sense, includes correction in the knowledge, in the understandings, in the wisdom, correction in the energy also, in general. But knowing the truth is going beyond mind, not improving the knowledge of the mind. No? Having a actual look at what is truth. So we are good then?
Rajee, can I check one thing?
Yeah.
When you were sharing, I was checking the question, like what question can I ask to you? And the only one things which I found that what I can see that I do not understand why I'm still functioning every day with the old knowledge, all energy, all misunderstanding. Like there is no freshness in this. And I know how to be more fresh, but somehow I'm not using this, or I'm not using this opportunity to bring the freshness in every activity. And now when you were sharing, I was feeling that somehow my body is an empty bottle, and when you share, this beauty, this freshness is mixing with this emptiness, and somehow this kind of feelings give me explanation that this is the true way of functioning. Is it correct?
Let me share in another way, which may be more easily correlatable, and then be translated into this. Because this, what you are saying, is very internal and it's not really so easy to put in words, neither to you nor to me. No. So let's say let's talk about a cup of tea, a cup in which you are having a tea. You have a tea. You are enjoying the tea, but somehow, let's say you were not aware for some reason, because of how, like just how this is how life happened, that you were not aware that you were supposed to empty the cup before refilling it with the fresh tea. You were just drinking the tea as much as you could, and whatever remaining tea remains, and then you pour the new tea. Now it is neither 100% hot ever, nor it is 100% fresh. No? Then slowly somehow you met somebody, and you saw, oh, they are throwing the remaining tea down the drain. Oh, why you do that? Like every now and then they go to the kitchen and they empty the cup. Why you do that? And they are like, what? Don't you do that? You know. Then you learn, okay, you are right. And then it happens to you, like as if there was a blind spot. Oh, you are right. So I have been actually having the old and new tea all the time. That's why I never felt that kind of beauty that you have been talking about, that how beautiful it is to have a cup of tea, you know. Then when you spend time little bit with them, you realize that they not only go to the kitchen to throw the old tea, they also clean the cup. Then you ask, why you clean the cup? Is it not like tea, same thing, no? Or even tea, coffee. Coffee is going to be fresh and just a little bit of residue of the old tea. How does it matter really? And they say, no, it doesn't matter really. Like, like I'm in love with the freshness of the newness of that new tea or coffee that will be poured in my cup. So I want to keep it as empty and clean as I can. No, they say like this. And you have learned something yet again that, oh, wow. So this is what is basically experiencing freshness in our life. Experiencing freshness. In our life basically means experiencing freshness in the body, mind, in the energies. The more empty the energies are from the previous experience, the better. So our energetic construct of body mind is our cup. What is experienced to us is what is poured into it, no? By life flow. The more empty it is from the past experience, the better. Is it relatable now? So it's never about how much I should clean my cup. Shall I clean it or not? What is good? Cleaning the cup or not? It's not about that. It's about what do you want? Do you want freshness? Then you don't need to. Not that you have to clean the cup. If you want to experience freshness of the tea, you want to clean the cup. It is one and the same thing. It's not like I want to feel the freshness of the tea, but I have to clean the cup. No, that cannot be true, no? Then don't clean the cup, but then I cannot feel the freshness which I want. So is it not 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, as simple as this? Where is the complication or difficulty? No? Maximum, at the max, we can say the complication could arise out of unconsciousness. That we are not aware that I'm wanting the freshness and yet I'm not willing to clean the cup. Like I'm working against my own desire in a way. So that could be the reason. Be more conscious of the whole process. Like if we can be conscious of how I experience stillness, we have become clear about how to experience freshness, isn't it? Because the process is exactly same, just the opposite of it. But the common element is experiencing. You and the cup is common element, for example. So is this correlatable?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
One thing that also I would like to add here, Mila, is that you, the pure being, which is beyond the energies, which is beyond the cup, which is neither the cup nor what is poured into it by life. That unchanging being that you are, who experiences through the cup, this you actually does not have any past. And there is never anything mixed with your outlook towards your cup and towards your experience of this moment through this cup, no, of the body mind. And if you can come to that when meeting the experience of life through this cup of body mind, you will feel like your mind level will show you clearly that yes, there is some oldness here, like freshness is less, and yet somehow there is some kind of divinity which is which surpasses the freshness, which surpasses the freshness. Like something like enlightened, like it is illuminated by that light of truth the truth that you are. So this is also one key, that if you do not forget who you are, the pure being which is not changing, your light also is mixed with the experience when you experience the life through this cup also. Your light, your light is also mixed with the experience. And that light of your being is fresher than anything else. That's why even if there are ways, there are times many people will experience that they don't feel like changing anything in the body mind, because it doesn't really matter. Because what they are tasting, the portion of their own light is so much more than the portion of the body-mind experience. So for them, every day is a fresh day and fresh experience. With the same energy, same old way, same old relation, same old life. You know, so it is about that portion also. So I think we are clear now.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste ji. Ji, just I want to. I need your help actually to see. I want to look deeply. I'm just feeling sad. Like seems like so many problems and how it can be solved. Like that kind of sadness I'm just feeling. So I want to look deeply in this. What like what is the truth of this? Like that way.
As I said, clarity always will help you. No? So my question here is that let try to not question, but my invitation here is that try to come to some kind of central thing. You know, maybe you did not look at it like this. So I will just share, and then there's a possibility that you will look at it like this, no? Which is going to help you. Like, so my simple question is that what do you want right now? And be very clear about it. Be very genuine, you know, and honest to yourself. Because it's not that you are answering me, you are answering to yourself. No?
So I want to free from this kind of uh, problems, I can say.
This kind of
Problems, or like I'm just seeing like there is so many problems.
so many
and
problems. You
like
want to
that,
be free from these so many problems.
yeah.
So where are these problems right now? Like if you, this is one key that if you try to be immediate about them, you can see them much more clearly than otherwise. This is also a key. Like try to see them in the present moment. Don't try to dismiss them, just try to see them more clearly without leaving this moment, without going anywhere, for example, without moving too much in the mind or thoughts.
It's all in my mind and imagination.
What is mind?
Like it is imaging like so many like um,
Who is
thing to.
imagining? Your mind or you? Just
I am.
I'm imagining. You are imagining like it is a out of control activity happening, or is it in your control? Like I'm imagining, but I just have no control. Is it like this, or can you stop imagining? I ask you to stop imagining right now. So can you do that?
Yes, I can stop.
Eh?
Yes, I can stop.
So
To
just
imagine.
stop then. All problems solved, no? Or not? So as far as experience of problems is concerned, which were experienced because you were imagining, now you came to know that I was imagining about them and I will not imagine now. So now you will not have problems and you will not experience them. Yes or no? And don't feel shy. Don't buy some solution. Feel fully contented, then only go away from this conversation. No?
I stopped imagining, but I just like uh, slightly धुंधलापन जैसे shade of feeling like
That is lack of clarity. Be clear right now. Be clear about what. Now don't worry about problems because fundamental understanding has taken place in you that problems were because I was imagining them. Now be clear, more clear about what is imagining. Right now, be more clear about what is imagining. So that when you stop that, or when you feel that you have stopped that, you really do. Many times we are not fully clear about what is imagining. That's why we stop that part of imagining which we think is imagining, or we are doing it, And the subtler part of imagining continues still because we are not aware. No? So let's say imagining is not like an independent thing. It's not just that imagining about things and you stop imagining about them and then you are never going to imagine about them. It's not as simple. Maybe there is a root cause of imagining things. So know deeply right now what is imagining and why there is a need to imagine. Right now, please try to explore. And this is my invitation if you like. Otherwise, I'm totally fine with this if you want to go away.
No, Ji, I want to go in root.
So then know these two things. What exactly is imagining? What is the need of imagining? Because that need is the root cause of imagining to continue inside us.
It is the impact of uh, like talking to others and listening that like there are just so many things to solve, and it is very difficult to me solve that uh, like that way this imagination start.
Maybe,
So
but I don't feel confident that what you are saying is really the root cause of it. I have a question that may help you in seeing, no? Because I want you to see it. No? Are you imagining about yourself right now?
no, Ji.
Is there any need to imagine about yourself right now?
No need to.
Is there any need to imagine about anything right now?
No.
So do you see the correlation? The root cause of imagining, the need for imagining is basically need for imagining about who we are. Yes. And is it good or bad? It's neither good nor bad, no. It is just useful, no. Because when living as an individual, we need to imagine who we are or think who we are, same thing basically, to represent ourselves in front of others verbally, no, mentally also, psychologically also, emotionally also. And for that, we also have to imagine that what exactly they are imagining about us or what exactly they are thinking about us. No, so all that process of thinking and imagining continues. It's a useful process. But it is not true. It's not like 110% it is true and 90% false. Truth is never 90 or 100, 90 or 10. Truth is always 100%. It is either 100% true or 100% false. Can it be? Can you understand this also? So imagining is never a problem. Believing in the imagining to be true, is it not a key? That what you imagine, which is the need of being a person, which has extended too much, which you correctly said that because talking to other people, that continues. Yes, yes. And it will balance. Like you will talk to people and then think a little bit afterward or before that, but not whole day, let's say. Slowly that will balance, no? Balance itself as we will become conscious that why this inner talking is going on. No? The more conscious we become of this inner talking, the less it becomes. It comes to its real, actual usefulness or size. No? That's not the problem. The problem is that you are believing it or not. Why you are believing your imagination to be true? Because that's why I was asking you that how you stopped imagining.
Ji, more consciously see that I and like I am imagining and I'm believing like this problem is a real. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm feeling So
Can you say again?
I say I see consciously this imagination. I am imagine and I am believing also.
Yeah.
These are a real problem. So
Yes.
that give me impression of problem or like how to solve or that thing.
Yes. Yes. It is very good that you can see now, because this is the key, being conscious of it. No? Like an example, ancient example is that you see a snake in a rope. No? The snake is imagined snake. Imagined snake is not really a real snake, no. So that snake cannot be experienced by you in the rope now when you touch it, feel it, or look at it, no. But it is experienced. How? Because it is so mixed with the experiencer, the seer, that it is projected onto the rope. And the rope, the reality of the rope is never lived by the seer, by the experiencer that we are. So what to do? Burn the rope? That's not the way. Change the rope? That's not necessary. The experiencer, the seer should become more conscious. Is there anything mixed with me, with my outlook towards it? No. So in this conversation, I am saying to you, the experiencer, that don't imagine your problem. Mean, don't imagine the snake in the rope. Then we have come now to a more advanced and more effective solution, that imagine about the snake and know clearly that you are imagining. Still you see the rope as the rope, and you see the snake as the snake, but in you, not in the rope anymore. This is freedom. Knowing the mind as the mind, knowing the reality of who we are as our reality, knowing the reality of the existence as it is, without projecting now. No. So this is why it is important to know the mind that imagines, not to dismiss it or suppress it. That, oh, okay, I've stopped now, I'm not going to imagine anything. For how long we can do like this? You know. So I think we are good now, no?
Yes, Ji, it is good and like as an example of rope. So it's come in my mind like touch the rope. If fear is also come like maybe it is snake, but feel and touch, then you may make it more clear. Like there's a just imagine not.
Meaning, are you saying that even if you feel fear, touch the rope? If this is your way, it is fine. Because some people are benefited even when they act from within the fear also. Some people don't. So you have to check yourself which one works for you. Because sometimes there is a too much of a hesitation or things like this, where we have to break out of it in some time. Mostly I would depend on awareness of consciousness towards it. From within the consciousness, the right actions start happening by themselves. When there will be a need to touch the rope, the touching of the rope will happen also. Otherwise, trying to expose ourselves to the fears, I don't think it really helps. We just become more, relatively less fearful person. We don't become free. No. So this is the point. Here we are not trying to become a fearless person. We are trying to become free from being a person, no, into who we are. So I will prefer to be a, a being who is full of fears, rather than a person who is free from fears. If I have to choose, no? Because the being even full of fears is actually free, untouched by anything that is happening in it, no? Because that's not the point. What is happening inside us? The point is it affecting us or taking away our ability to live the purity of our being and purity of truth of life? No. If it is not, it is harmless. No? So I think very good. Thank you.
Like, if we have a fear and then we are afraid to be face this fear, or we accept it like I have fear and I accept as it is it, I have fear. One thing is this, and another thing is like, oh, I have fear, I not face the things. Like,
See, what you are talking about is that I am in a room full of darkness and I have fear of things. And you are saying I just have a fear of one thing called a rope which is moving here and I feel it is a snake. I kind of know now that it is a rope only, but I'm not very clear yet and still I have a fear. I'm saying turn on the light and you are talking about the fear still. I'm saying turn on the light and you are saying, okay, why don't you turn on the light? Let there be fear, no? Why so much connected to fear? Do you see my point? What is turning on the light? Turning on the light is knowing who we are or living a truth of who we are. Truth is the only light. Truth of fear also. Truth of fear makes us free from fear instantly in that very moment. Even if the fear remains in the body, biological fear may remain. Even then, you have become free. Would you like to be free like this? Or would you like to be uh, to improve your outlook while light of your truth remains same in the room of your being? No?
I want to be free from this first version that you said, like turning on the
Then
light.
the option is to go fundamental. Approach fundamentally then. Don't go in the details of things. Even if they look very intimate and important in the moment. No? Then this is the way. So don't try to be free from imagination. Try to know what is imagination when you are imagining right now. What is the way? The way is to stay as yourself. This is the way. Then you will know imagination as imagination. You will know the effect of it as the effect of it. And you will know the truth of all of it. In a way, no? The true knower can have the true knowing, or does have the true knowing always, without effort. Without effort. Let us stay as the true knower only, and all the true knowing will take place by itself, without we doing anything about it. Because the truth of everything is 100% exposed all the time. It is not hidden from anyone. Truth of the imagination also, truth of the body also, truth of the thoughts also, truth of absolutely everything is absolutely exposed to everyone, open to everyone. Nothing is hidden in existence at all. Stay as the true knower, the being that you are. Meaning, stay as the true knower means stay with the truth of who you are. What is that? What is your truth right now? Would you like to stay in that?
Yes.
So please tell me what is the truth, so that we can check that is it really, can we agree, both of us agree that yes, this is the truth. So can you tell me what is your truth?
Just, I am here, this is my truth. Like,
What about imagining and problems that you were feeling? Just to check, just to use it like a mirror, contrast, so that we can see if there is any interest left in that still, for now only.
now is not,
Meaning you can attend that later on.
but this moment, no, I am not feeling any imagination of fear or any imagination here.
So you can just leave that project for now and stay as yourself. Stay as yourself means what? Appreciating giving value to your truth. And you said, my truth is that I am and I am here. I'm just here. Meaning you are existing here. Is this what you were saying?
Yes, I am existing here and not moving anywhere or like
Are you
there is
changing?
a
We can check also like this. Is your truth changing?
no.
Meaning, are you maintaining that so that it should not change, or is it not changing by itself effortlessly?
It's not changing. It's not changing. Only my imagination is going here and there, but
That's
it's
fine.
not
That's fine.
changing. Right?
So you don't pay attention to your imagination or mind. You keep your focus on the truth. Meaning you give value to the truth only, and that truth is that I am not changing. No, you are saying that my truth is that I am not changing. I am, but not changing. So, are you experiencing any change now in comparison to 5 minutes, 2 minutes before, or and now? Are you feeling any change in the climate inside you in terms of more clarity or less clarity or anything?
No, I am.
What about those thoughts which are running and the imagination? Are they still going on?
No, Ji, not going on.
Where are they now?
I am not there. I am not interesting there.
It is true, you are not there. Like, for example, you are not in your physical home right now, but the physical home is still there, no? So, are those thoughts and imagination still there when you are not there in them?
Gee, I don't know because I am not interesting to see that thing or not going out to within myself.
So this is what it means to withdraw ourselves from the mind into the being. This is what it means to withdraw ourselves from the imagination into the truth. Into the truth basically is into the truth of who we are first. From there, from here we have a way to connect to the truth of everything. Right now we are connecting to the falsity of everything in a way, or projected reality of everything, because we are connecting to the existence through the projected reality of who we are. That's why. No? Samadhi or meditation is not the way to know who we are only. It is not only the way to know the truth of who we are. It is the way to know the truth of everything also. Beyond projections, beyond our own projections or imaginations about them. So it's like a choice we will make at some point. There we have a certain life in a certain way, we are a certain being in a certain way there, and we have certain problems also. As long as we enjoy life there, we continue, and as soon as we are beaten by the problem there, we feel I have to get out of it, isn't it? Be aware of it. There is no need to get out of something or get into something. We don't need to get into truth. We only need to get out of imagination about it. But before that, we need to get out of imagination about who we are also. So we think that imagination is only about imagining about other things. It's about primarily imagining about who we are. So if you want to remove all the imagination, just stop imagining about who you are and start living your truth. One short solution for all the problems created by the imagination of the mind. Fundamentally only, no? I'm not talking about practical life or anything. This is one solution. Relatively, we can look deeply, become more conscious, and do contemplation and thinking, refine our thinking processes also. No? So we are good then. But it is very important to become clear what exactly happened, because if we are not clear, we will go back there again and we will not know how to get out of it again. And that there will not be anything but our imagination only. No? Like we are continuously, unconsciously imagining. Let us be at least conscious that we are imagining, at least.
Gee, I want to make it more clear for me what happened and what. So I was just listening some problems or like that, and I start imagining like, oh, like so many things and how I can solve, and like without knowing myself, like back of the mind, like same time I'm feeling like only if I know myself, that is the only way. So that's why I come in front of you to bring this in your light. Then now I feel mm, like, there are all imagining, and I was thinking these are real thing to solve, and that all imaginations, all imagining problems. But in your light now I know, like, there are just imaginations. So now I have to live my truth, like they are imagine problem, they are not real. So that's like living myself, it is the only way to get out of all imaginations.
Um, Imagining is an activity of the being. It is not something happening by itself somewhere, no? So that's why you, the being, has a possibility of stopping the fundamental awakening or imagining, no? You can fundamentally, you can stop imagining by just sitting quietly and doing nothing. But this is what we call meditation, fundamental meditation, no? Just sitting quietly and doing nothing. What is that thing that we do when we do not do this nothing? That thing is imagining. We imagine. Only one thing that has to be stopped in the meditation, that we do not imagine. We learn to not do anything, meaning we learn to not support the activity of imagining. No? And it's a one thing. It's not about imagining about things. It's about imagining about ourselves also, about others also, about things also. It's like the whole one thing. It's a one thing called ego mind state. No? It's not like many things. Uh, so slowly understanding, slowly sitting, slowly withdrawing ourselves from the activity of imagining. There is no hurry for that. The hurry is where mind is happening. Yeah. So then we are good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Very, very good. Anna, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Uh, to uh, to express this, maybe I come back to Mila's example that you gave with the cup, because this whole week I was observing this with the board, what we were speaking about in last satsang, and just when you were speaking with Mila, it was so clear what the tendency is. So it's not just that I'm emptying my cup. I keep getting lukewarm tea from other people, and then I clean their cups too. And it is some kind of character tendency, probably from just not feeling worthy enough or good enough to, or like to have a right to just be an empty cup or enjoy my hot tea, and because I was observing this board also, it is not my board many times. Sometimes it is my reaction, and then I feel it very quickly and can observe it. But most of the times it's I'm just feeling other people's lukewarm tea or their cups, and for some reason I take them as my own, So I think the only solution is to just break the cup.
Break the cup.
Break the cup.
Are you saying that you want to break the cup?
Break the cup. I don't know.
Let me tell you one story, which is a very beautiful
Yes.
story, and we have heard no before that. But you want to say more? The story is very simple, but it is very important to understand it deeply. No. There was a monk, Zen seeker living in this monastery where he want to meditate, and he is feeling disturbed by others. So he thought that behind the monastery there is a lake, and I will go in that lake. In a small boat he goes, and then he finally finds himself in the perfect silence where he can meditate. So he's just meditating nicely, and he was almost like about to touch that absolute emptiness of the being so that he could wake up, that somebody else boat hits him and spoils his meditation, and he was very angry that after so many years of effort I came to that perfect point where I could wake up, and somebody spoiled him, and he was like ready to really fight very badly with that person. Then he opened his eyes, and what he found was it was an empty boat, which somehow just flew. Like it was just through the waves or through the wind. It just came. There was nobody there, and he woke up now. Oh my God! There was never anybody there. There was never anybody there. It was absolutely myself all alone, all along and all alone. Only I was there. There was absolutely nobody else there. I was fighting with others. There were no others, actually, absolutely ever. Others were my reflections on the mirror of that form. And I thought they are the others. So the story is about to answer the others that you are saying, no? And to break the cup. If you break the cup, how you will know that you are not the cup? It is very important to not break the cup until you know that you are not the cup. This is the use of the cup by that absolute truth. This is the use of this cup to know that I am not the cup. Does it matter in relation to knowing that I am not the cup? Does it matter whether cup is empty or full? Cup is dirty or clean? Does it matter really? It doesn't really. In relation to experiencing through the cup, it matters how empty or full it is, how clean or dirty it is. But in relation to knowing who we are, it doesn't matter. And every one of us can know that right this very moment that I am not this cup of my body mind or this individual consciousness. And these two things will coexist, please understand. These two things will coexist. The state of the cup or state of energies of body mind and the truth of who we are beyond it, unchanging, unaffected, untouched by it ever, never touched by it, absolutely. So it's not that we have to save ourselves from this cup. It's not that we have to mix with this cup. Neither we can mix with this cup, nor we need to save ourselves from this cup of energy of body mind. We have no option basically to be one with it, except that we can wake up. Because right now we feel I am one with it. That's why we are trying to save ourselves from it in some way. No, you will dance in the middle of the state of energies of body mind as they are. You can improve, if, obviously, if you want to, and you will most probably. No, but not to be who you are. You know. So this is my response. Please say if it doesn't match with what you want to explore or.
Yes, thank you. I don't get angry when the things fly while I meditate. It's I know that like that there is just me or this, and that I'm just that everything else. If I would prescribe something to somebody else, that it's again coming from here, that I'm prescribing something to somebody else. Yes, today is my birthday. So I know we cannot have like there is no desire, but my desire and party is already fulfilled by being here with you, and just
I did not hear this well. Your desire? Your desire?
is already fulfilled by having this party in this satsang. uh, yes, just for things to clear more and more, and
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Actually,
to see
clarity is
more
the
and
key.
more.
Yes, yes.
Clear, to see more and more clear. Yes, I was just saying. Yes.
It is not that there is no other in others. We can never experience it like this. The right channel to experience that there is no other in others is to know that there is no one inside me, or I am a no one. You know, this is the thing. When there is no one inside me, there is no one in anyone. But energy is there, consciousness is there, tendencies are there, and then we are so much more realistic about them. And we can play the person or individual, uh, self, individual human much better. No? We are much more reasonable now. We don't give all to others always. We take our share or need what is needed also. No? And we don't take all to us for us only. We give to others also. Like we know we are living in a coexistence. And there is a reasonable balance experienced here. And very naturally we come to more appropriate responses and, like this. In the light of this nobody that we are, nothing that we are, things start coming to balance actually by itself. You just make yourself free from yourself. That's the only thing. Make yourself free from yourself into yourself. That is clarity actually. Clarity is not a journey, but there is no journey deeper or faster than clarity also. No? That's why we can become free right now. In clarity, we can become free right now. We may not remain in this clarity, we may not give value to this clarity because the other version of reality that we know of or that we have been living from may appeal to us more, but doesn't mean that we have not become free, even for 1 second. So my question is that, are you free or bound right now? Because if there is any sense of bondage, then there is some confusion left still. Clarity can happen. Life will continue happening. Challenges will continue happening. They will challenge us. They will challenge our energies so that they can grow, they can refresh, rejuvenate, and go through yet another cycle of cleaning or correction. And this is going to continue for rest of our life or stay in the body, on earth. No? But is there any fundamental confusion? You are saying no, yeah? So that's perfect, no? Then we are really in satsang right now. Then we are really in this moment right now. Then we are really living the truth of who we are right now. When we are living the truth, we don't have any fundamental confusion. And yet all the confusions at the superficial level, they are just continuous. They are, no? They are relative, no? Like how much money you have, how much money you should have, how to earn the more money than I have, is mainly connected to the belief that there is something called money, which is connected to the invention that we should exchange things between humans through some medium called money. So, it is assumed, it is a believed in reality, but still useful. No? So that relative reality continues. No? But is it a problem? It is not actually. Believing that there should not be any money in this world, that could be the root of problem, no? Maybe in this context, while not knowing that there is an actual solution as an alternative to the money, no? Maybe. Do you follow what I'm saying? So like projecting falsity or false imaginations on reality of life or on ourselves is the only root cause of unhappiness. So I think we are good, no? Thank you. So Komal, you want to talk?
Hi, Rajee. Yeah, so this is my first meeting here, and I just wanted to clarify some things with you. Like in the last couple of years, I have felt that there's, a kind of a shift inside of me, and I can sense my being more clearly. I don't know if it's my being like that, but like there's a lot of energetic movement that I feel in the mind, and a lot of confusion comes up. And at the same time, I can still see that confusion. I'm aware of it. But it's like I'm constantly moving between these two fields. And the more it feels like to me, the more that I'm becoming aware, I'm also acutely becoming more aware of the movements of the mind. And it sometimes seems very loud. And I'm just like, okay, now I'm aware that they should go away immediately. Or there's this tendency to be like, why is this stabilization not happening? So just wanted to understand a little bit about it.
Oh. See, there is one thing what we can call experience of being. You know, experience of being means experience of who we are. There is one thing called experience of who we are, and there is another thing called knowing the truth of who we are. These are actually two different things. They are not same really. So there is a possibility of experiencing who we are, the being, without correcting our knowledge about who we are. And it happens for quite some time until the time comes, let's say, or until we are ready to know who we are. So what is to know who we are? The beginning of to know who we are basically is at the level of mind where we understand everything about everything, including others and including ourselves also. At that level of mind, we become simply clear, or we allow ourselves to accept the truth of our being. So that is the beginning point of stabilization, you can say. From here, the stability begins, true stability begins. Because this knowledge now is not shaken by anything, can never be shaken. So now in the mind through which we are knowing and living everything, one thing has become radically different than everything else. All the other knowledge is shaken, changed, subjective, relative, but this is absolute knowledge now. And it is just there all the time. And that somehow becomes our center of stability and stabilization, through which not only the consciousness or the attention which is stuck in our thoughts, feelings, and understandings and living of life from the past, that starts funneling, like withdrawing into the being that we are through this simple knowledge of who we are, which is like in the mind, like a door from the mind to the being. But also somehow the clarity start happening at the mind level, like more reasonable, like we are able to we are more practical in a way now about life and everything. So this is the thing, that the knowledge of who we are is very important. Experience of who we are is not same as knowledge of who we are. It's a very surprising thing that some people don't experience themselves at all for quite some time while they are doing their sadhana. They just simply stumble upon knowing who they are, and then afterward they experience themselves. And in most of the cases, we experience ourselves a lot, and then only after that we stumble upon the truth of who we are, meaning it is accepted within the mind. Like our mind need to be empty of self-knowledge in order to accept who we are. This is essential. And we are just not ready to come to that emptiness or to that point where we can accept that I don't really know who I am. That is the entry point of opening up to who we are. Until then, we try to, in some way, improve our knowledge of who we are using the experience of who we are in a way. What you are saying, no? Experiencing my being. But the knowledge, which is our only stability at this point, of the knowledge of the mind, that is not being updated or corrected truly. I would say it should be replaced, not updated so easy, so gradually. So would you like to correct that right now?
Yeah, I'm trying, but it's like maybe again the clarity is not there in the case. Like it seems like there are two realities functioning in me at the same moment. At one reality, it's like I understand, the understanding is happening automatically. And on the other side of it, there is just like too much resistance. It's like something is stopping me, is creating these waves in my body mind that I've not experienced before. And it's just like, yeah, so in one way I can say, yeah, I get it. And in the other way, at the same time, there's like this noise in my head which is like, but yeah, I don't really get it. So um, I- that's
Do you,
that.
let me try to help you a little bit. Is it
Right.
fine?
Yeah,
In
please.
my way, let me try to help you. That, do you know anything inside you which doesn't have a opposite?
Yes.
So that, stay with that right now and tell me, do you have any problem right now in your life, in your experiences, in your conflicting reality? Is there any conflicting reality now? Tell me now. Stay with that only, which does not have a opposite inside you. Every one of you is welcome to join us. Don't stay with the self, which has a opposite called ego. Stay with that which does not have any opposite inside you. What is that which does not have any opposite inside you? Is it not you? I am. Does this I am that you are, does it have any opposite? That I am not? Are there times when you are not? No, there is no time. So don't stay with the self-knowledge. Don't stay with the self-experiences, experience of the self. Stay with the truth of who you are right now, only. Truth of who you are, which does not have a opposite. Don't try to remove the opposites. Don't try to reconcile anything.
So I can still feel the pain, but it's no longer a problem.
Pain meaning physical pain or any other form of pain?
Yeah, like the energetic movement of the mind, it's kind of it feels like it manifests in terms of physical pressure in my head as well, and I can sense that. But
Yes, yes.
how you said that I can still feel it, I can feel the intensity, but if I'm not trying to push it aside, then it's not a problem. It's a part of everything.
So that's fine. I mean, I'm interested more in that truth. I'm
Yeah,
not interested right now. Like, if you want to if you want to solve your problem, that
right,
energy movement is my trouble, then this is the solution I'm offering you.
right,
So let us be more interested in that which we are exploring right now, that which does
right,
not have a opposite.
right,
That is the answer. Because that is the exit from this trap of
right,
opposites.
right, right,
The opposites will continue still in the body mind,
right,
but they will not be so much trouble as much as they are generally now. Because by that time you would have ex, discovered the bliss of your being, the peace of your being, which is experienced, not only known, which is known also, not only just experienced. Known and experienced at the same time. This is true knowing and truly living who we are. Otherwise, experiencing our being without knowing who we are is not really true experiencing of who we are, not by who we are. It is by our state of mind only, or ego state only. No? So experience yourself as yourself right now. This is the invitation. Experience yourself to experience yourself, not to solve any problems. I know it's kind of not easy, but please try for a few minutes. Because otherwise, if we try to experience ourselves to solve problems, we are sitting on that state of mind where we experience problems. And we are never coming here out of it into who we are. I'm saying get out of everything into who you are right now. That's what it means, that care about who you are right now and experience yourself, but as yourself, not from the a certain state of yourself. And this is pure bliss. This is pure bliss, pure peace. There is no other here. There is no opposite here. There are experiences possible from here, but there is no division possible here. And if division is not possible, problem is not possible really. Because all the problem comes from division. No? So you cannot maybe experience really right now the oneness of being and the power of it, but just go for it for a moment.
No, I feel I experience the power of it, and I can like I have no real doubt about that. But maybe just the attention, as you said, sometimes goes too much into like, but why, why is the other thing still existing? And trying to clarify it or trying to get away
Yes,
from it, then
yes,
it
yes.
starts growing in power a little bit more. But yeah, as you said, if you don't if I don't try to resist it or say like okay, I'm trying to be away from it, and if I accept everything as one and just be with it, then I'm currently feeling yeah, a lot more okay with myself and with everything. So it's
Yeah, so just continue experiencing or
okay.
living yourself. This is the
Yeah,
answer, no?
thank you.
Because when we are not living in the truth of who we are living in the, kind of created truth of who we are. And then we are living in the created truth of everything also. We are not living the real existence of anything also, by the way. And there we feel that the truth and the false are two things. Ego and the self are two things. Body, mind and the self are also two things. There we feel like this. So it's not about getting out of the ego into the self. It's about getting out of everything into the truth. But truth of who we are first. Meditation is not for getting out of ego into the self. Meditation is getting out of dream. Or more, getting out of habit of dreaming. Don't do anything means don't dream. Just sit quietly means enjoy the reality of who you are. Live the reality of who you are without imagining about it. That's what is meditation, just being. This is meditation. We can learn it and slowly we can practice this understanding. Meditation is basically a practice of the understanding of the meditation. That what is meditation? Practice that understanding that we have understood so far. When we have value for it, no? When we feel that this is the real answer for all of my problem, fundamentally. That when I sit quietly, when I touch this point of being peaceful, everything is perfect. Either everything has to be perfect, or even if we believe that some things are perfect, they are not really. Look deeply. They will also be shaken. You know, we think that this part of myself is perfect, rest are not perfect. No, we are living in that state of mind where we may believe for a moment. Look deeply and you will find even that is not perfect. That is also like, yeah, subjective. No, in truth, everything is perfect already. Like you are perfectly feeling pain of energies. There is such a beauty of it. And you don't have desire to hold on to the pain, that okay, it is so beautiful, let me continue. You don't have desire to let go of it also, but it still changes. Because life starts flowing through us much faster, much more. And that life flowing changes things. It transforms everything. We are more alive, first of all. Because of misunderstanding about who we are not letting life flow through, the light of life flow through us so much. We are kind of resisting continuously. So thank you. I think that's all. Thank you. It's not that I have not gone through these experiences. I have myself gone through all of them. Fundamentally, all of them. That's why there are no surprises for me mostly when somebody shares. For me also things did not happen all of a sudden like, oh, everything changed. No, gradually I understood slowly that, okay, what is this and what is that, So I'm just sharing my experiences, my understandings out of that. That's why I have proposed the most fundamental, which helps. The fundamental key is always, that is stability and clarity. It can help us more than anything else in the spiritual process of awakening. Even our so-called experience of the self cannot help us more than that. Because what is experience of the self? It is as real as the experiencer of it, no? If the experiencer of the self is not real, will that self will be real? No, it will not be. But even if the experience of the body, experience of the imagination is truly experienced by a true, real experiencer, it will lead us to liberation actually, no? It's about the experiencer or knower. It's not about what it knows or experiences. No? What is the state of the experiencer? Is it stable, clear, not mixed with anything? No? Like empty cup. Empty cup and the empty experiencer. In meditation, the experiencer becomes empty. The cup remains full still. In fundamental meditation, only the experiencer becomes empty for the time being, so that it can discover its purity, its truth. The cup still remains as it was, just exactly as it was before. So, you want to talk? Yeah.
Pranam ji. Ji, thank you so much for this meeting today. It's many things clear. And one thing I want to ask about means I did not feel problem like problem feel before. Means I didn't change drastically in my life. The problem is there. Some problem is clear, but some is there. But I am not interested to solve them. Like it is there, but it's okay. Means like this. It's changed something. But I feel somehow means it is maybe it's means these things happened, so I don't want to stop there. Means like satisfied there.
I'm not clear really what you are
मैं
trying to
हिंदी में
say.
बोल दूँ?
Eh?
हिंदी में
Yeah,
बोल
sure, sure. If it
जी,
is more
जैसे
comfortable.
कि अभी प्रॉब्लम, जैसे पहले प्रॉब्लम बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम्स लगती थी जीवन में, अभी प्रॉब्लम है जैसी कि वैसी भी है, पर ऐसी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं लग रही, जैसी बोझ नहीं लग रहा समझ लो प्रॉब्लम का। लेकिन मैं जो भी चेंज हुआ उससे सेटिस्फाइड होकर ऐसे बैठना नहीं चाहती हूँ। मैं चाहती हूँ कि मैं और देखूँ अब जो आप दिखाना चाहते हो ना।
Ah, I understand now. So what you're saying is that I don't see so much of problems in me or in my life now, and I don't feel the interest to solve them or work on them anymore. But I don't want to settle now with this present state. I want to more clearly see what you are trying to show. I want to more clearly know the truth. No? You are saying like this. It's really very good. Because we think that the ego and the self, truth and the false are like two things. The very experience that there are two things is happening from the false state of being. There are two states of a being, awake or asleep, or awake or dreaming, you can say rather. Asleep is very beautiful state of being. In the womb of God we are asleep, the soul, no? But dreaming, dreaming versus awake or not dreaming. Dreaming versus being, you can say. So it is very good that you have interest like this. Then focus on yourself. Always try to focus on that truth which does not have opposite inside you. Because there is some truth which does not have opposite, which does not have any other, like it is nirvikalp, it doesn't have a alternate. No. The self, the truth is always nirvikalp or has to be nirvikalp without any alternate. No. So as long as there is an alternate, like try to understand very very basic thing I used to share, and I feel it still makes sense here also, that that whenever you see two inside you, always remember that there is going to be some root from where they come. Go to root of any one of them, and you will find the root of the other also there. This is the way of contemplation, no? Contemplation through the way of mind. Whenever you find two, go to the root of any of them of your choice, whatever suits you, whatever feels more comfortable, easy. And you will find the root of the other also there. And there, that conflict, that they are two, will be resolved, that they are one only, no? Like this, keep going from two to one, more and more and more and more and more. And come to that point in this exploration that you don't find any two in that anymore. No? And just one is there. and it is continuously there. There's just no two anymore. You know, like there is a truth of who you are, the one truth of who you are, which does not have the opposite. That is what is called I am. I am is not an idea of who we are. It's the reality of who we are. No? I am is a name given to the reality of who we are. And it doesn't have an opposite. And you will not experience that I know who I am now. And you will not experience that I don't know who I am now. You will experience that I know who I am and I also don't know who I am. But I'm very happy. I'm supremely blissful. Like I'm so contented actually that it doesn't really matter if I don't know who I am. And yet I have the natural vismay, no? Natural um, wonder or wondering. I'm wondering continuously who I am, effortlessly, blissfully. No? So come to this truth. Come to this truth right now. For me, everything is like right now. This kind of exploration of truth is always right now. So live right now. I have a very simple question. I know it's kind of a little bit of a maybe strong question to some. That would you like to live in the truth, where the mind is opposite of the truth, or would you like to live in the truth, where there is no opposite? Even mind is not opposite of it. Even ego is not opposite of it. There is no other to it. Would you like to live in this truth? Yeah, please tell me.
Ji, I don't want to oppose it.
Do you want to live this truth, which has no
Yes,
opposite? Then live the truth of who you are. This is the door. This is the door to absolute truth. In the absolute truth, there is no other, there is no opposite to it. Everything is made of the same truth. I am made of the same truth. You are made of the same truth also. You know? So, to come to the absolute truth, the door is our own existence. Let us devote some time every day to live our own existence. That is what is meditation, no? Just sitting, just being, just living who we are. No? Initially, we are going to experience the truth of who we are from within the mind state, from within the dream of who we are. And that is what is the beginning of end of that dream of who we are, who we believe we are. No? And there will come a time, at some point, there comes a time when you are able to experience the mind from yourself. That fog is playing in you, and you are able to see that how powerful it is. But now it is not powerful at all because you got settled in yourself already now. When we are able to see our mind playing inside us, it is already too late for the mind. It cannot hold us or grab us anymore. It is not that mind had power to hold us. It is that we had interest in the mind. That had power to hold us there. No? Now we developed the interest in living our truth. Like there is a mind is like a mega mall, of artificial plants and flowers. And inside your being, inside your own existence, a real, a small sprout broke open. And the comparison is radically different from each other. No? Because that which has opened in you is real. And everything of the mind is artificial. Like it can be changed as you want. There is no life, real life. Here we have much more like complete control here, no? Like in the mind, we have full control. We can manipulate whatever way we want, color it, change it. Like, you can grow, mangoes on a rose bush, for example. No? In the reality, you cannot, for example. Reality is going to govern. Reality is going to force its way, no? You know what I mean? So once we taste the truth of who we are like this, we lose interest in this great collection of beautiful plants and flowers of the mind, which are all artificial, created, believed in, taken as reality, then only experienced as reality. Don't try to believe anything about yourself. Just be free from everything for yourself. You don't need to believe that I am. We don't need to believe that I am truth. Rather, absolutely not, don't believe at all about yourself, anything. That is the perfect state to live ourselves. No? Leave your mind means leave your habit of believing behind when you enter into yourself. No? Let's leave our mind behind, meaning let us leave our habit of believing in anything when we enter into ourselves. And if you still feel some movement happening here, no, I would like to say, please know clearly, you have not entered in yourself yet. Still you are within the mind only. Movements don't happen in our existence. They happen in the space, sense of space created in relation to the body mind, the individual self. In that space, movements happen. But that space is for the movements only. Where else they will happen? Individual energy movements will happen in the individual space of being, which is you, me, all of us, no? Separately. The universal movement of energy happens in the universal space of being, which is the wholeness. No? But you are beyond the space of your being and beyond that which moves inside you, in that space. You are this, who exists. And just there is no opposite of it now. There is no fight happening with it now, with anything that is happening. Like there is a sense of space in the being, oh yeah. There are energies moving, there is a conflicting energy, oh yeah. All of this is there, no problem. All of this is like, okay, this is how it is. This is the power of knowing or living the truth of who we are. It's entering into the bliss without changing anything. Entering into the bliss of who we are. It's a different dimension in one sense. Although in reality it is a shift of the focus. Because what we experience here is actually what we are. We don't experience something else. It's just that we are kind of returning home in a way, like, okay, I experienced everything a lot. So body, mind and the sense of space or the content of the space of being is what we are focusing on. Not that what we are. We are that which is experiencing or seeing the sense of space or content in the space. So this I am is that pure awareness self, which is never mixed with anything, which does not need anything from anything, by the way, to be itself, to be perfect, to be blissful. So all the problems are basically connected to one thing only, imagining about who we are. And then imagining about everything also. No? So the word from which we suffer, in which we suffer, is created out of our imagination. The word which has emerged out of the source, the manifestation, the existence, we don't suffer in that really. We cannot. We can feel pain and pleasure, but we don't suffer in it. Because within this universal manifestation and flow, there is a recycling process. Whenever we feel pain, the cleaning of the cup is on the way already. Whenever we feel pleasure, cleaning of the cup is already on the way, always. If we allow, the cup, life continue cleaning the cup continuously for us, preparing us for the next experience. Is it all fine like this? Yeah. Meaning, is it clear to you?
Yeah, it is so beautiful. It's clear the things means I feel just you are talking and clearing happening.
On a lighter note, sometimes I feel like this, that there was somebody saying that in the language of cricket, no cricket game, in the language of cricket game, that it really does not matter how many runs you score. What matters is that how well you play. But this dialogue actually appeals to you only when you have scored very well, like 50 or 100. This is the thing. That somehow we are in some way very convinced that unless I spiritually grow a lot, it kind of doesn't make sense to wake up. It is just not appealing to us that I should wake up now. You know. But then it means that we are not bound to the dreaming. We are just we have accepted some conditions. That's why I try to separate these two things. Balancing of the energy, transformation of energy is one thing. Waking up to who we are is another thing. No? Balancing of the energy, transformation of energy will continue going on. And why you should not? Why we should not make our life better, better experience? What's wrong in that? But it is not waking up. It's something else. Waking up simply means waking up of the experiencer to itself. Obviously, it has to be beyond experiences or not. Meaning, any experience can be used as a mirror. But the focus has to be on the experiencer now. I am having this cup of tea. No? The detailing of the cup, the tea, the experience, the warmth and aroma and everything can be used to reflect up back to who I am, who is experiencing it. The condition is that I should be interested in knowing who I am right now. So any experience can be used for that or not. Our great beings who happened before us, they found, especially Buddha found a very simple way of doing something consciously. What it means is that inserting a mirror in between the experience. It start reflecting already. If we are even little bit present, we can start seeing that something is like I'm separate from the experience somehow. You know, experiencing consciously basically means this: walking consciously, doing anything consciously. You know? So that a mirror has been inserted, mirror of consciousness has been inserted now, meaning additional mirror than what was already present. No? So the experiencing doesn't have to stop for us to discover that I am the experiencer of it. But the belief that we have about who we are when we are experiencing, which basically is kind of our attachment and addiction to a certain way of experiencing, that has to be given up in a way. Let go means let go of that belief or that experience produced by that belief of who we are. Let us experience fully this cup of tea as who we are. The full truth is available now, complete truth. Meaning, would you like to experience, as a seeker I'm asking now because you are so interested in truth now, that would you like to experience anything which asks you to leave the truth of who you are?
No.
Yeah, so this is the right answer. That I don't want to experience anything at the cost that I have to stop living as who I am. No, I will just continue living as who I am. I don't mind experiences. And this is going to bring us to the real experiences of life now more and more. Because there are real experiences of this existence also. And we are just mostly projecting onto it and never experiencing a tree, for example, which is our very commonly used example. Like the tree was a very ordinary tree before Then in between the spiritual process, it became like a very divine tree. Then again, it became very ordinary tree. And somehow, in the maturity of knowing who we are, no, like this sense of existence, when it matures, somehow we become free from a sense of being someone. We more come from this I am to amness, you know, to the sense of existence. I'm just existence. Then look at the tree again. Something radically different, like the fourth option opens up now. I am the tree that I'm experiencing. You will intuitively, deeply, experientially know this. Like you will not feel the difference between the tree and yourself. But it has to happen by itself. Let's not believe, imagine, or philosophize or conceptualize it. Just keep focus on yourself. Just one thing. Just one thing. Thank you. I think it's very good.
जी thank you so much for the I believe myself and means just believe myself and believe your way. Thank you so much. It's helped me a lot.
It's very important to experience ourselves. It's very important to meditate because somehow before that we don't have that contrast where we can see the difference between the real experience and the false experience, or the imagined experience basically. False basically means imagined experience, like trying to imagine something else out of this cup of tea versus actually meeting this the truth of this cup of tea as it is. No? When you are meeting the reality of this cup of tea, you are meeting as who you are also. Because imagining is always two-way, and imagining is always inclusive. It is not never exclusive that I can imagine about other things and not imagine about myself. That imagination will not have that power and reality. You will not feel that reality of things when you imagine if you don't imagine about yourself. It will feel like it's not so real. It's not tasty. It's kind of weak or stale or fake or like this.
Gee, I feel it's somehow not in my system to enjoy the imagination like before. Means I'm not interested in imagining and I feel I did not do anything to remove that thing. Suddenly I feel it is gone somewhere. Means it's not in my system now. So it's all because of you. You did this. It's not possible to I can do this is because I trouble a lot for all these things. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Actually, it is because of the touch of the truth of who you are. Because of this retreat we did, no, together of I am, this retreat we did, no, it was so powerful. No? So somehow you came in touch with your own truth, which has woken up your natural interest. Your natural interest is in experiencing truth, not in experiencing imagination. No? So your taste is changing. So this is the power of touch of the truth of who we are. So many things suddenly change in a way. So I think it's very good. Continue like this and it will keep growing in a way like this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very, very good. Uma, you want to talk?
Ji, it's a kind of report and sharing what you shared with the earlier participant. You shared that come live that inside you which has no opposite, and it brought me in such very blissful place where it is so, this sharing is so perfect guiding light to bring me to my perfect truth, absolute truth, and also a perfect checkpoint that it's me.
It has to be you only, because if you are still there, separate from the ultimate truth that has been known by you or being known by you inside you, the kind of process or journey will continue. No? Uma, it is said that know the one inside you by knowing which everything is known. Know the one inside you by knowing which everything is known, and without knowing which nothing is truly known. This is that one, Uma, inside. And we may feel mesmerized or kind of amazed by how it is possible to know everything by knowing one. But the thing is very, very simple in itself. The thing is that everything is made of this one. Everything is like waves. Everything is like jewelry made of gold. This is gold. If you know the gold, you know the jewelry also, or not? Or you know the gold in the jewelry, isn't it? This is the thing. So knowing our own essence is knowing the material everything is made of. No? Knowing that gold, whose jewelry everything is, no? Out of which everything is made. No? So it's not really difficult. It's so simple in itself, but it is so fundamental. Like we don't have to think to know anything in this way. In the human life, we will still have to think, because that is not true knowledge. That is a believed in knowledge, maintained knowledge, whether individually or collectively. No, like is money true or false? Money is not true. It is useful. No, money is a convention. It's a belief, collectively convenient. It's a convenience. No, in the same way, all the human knowledge discussion, most of it is it not collectively believed in? Used by us for different reasons, and it is useful. Really, it's not bad, but it is not true. Everything which is useful does not necessarily mean that it is true. Depends on useful for whom also. So that knowledge is all useful and very nice, but this knowledge is true knowledge. In this true knowledge, I just want to wonder with you, Ma, when you are sitting with yourself right now, sitting in yourself, as yourself, what is a person? What is body? What is a thought? What is this word? Don't try to know. Let us wonder only right now. Without living anywhere, without going anywhere, without moving anywhere. We are absolutely blissful, joyful, sitting nicely inside ourselves. Just wonder. Let us wonder. And you will know that person was my imagination. Then you will know the reality of person also after that. No? But to know the reality of anything, we have to let go of the imagination about it first. No? So if there is any reality of the person, if there is something called a person, we will know what it is. If there is something called body, which it is, by the way, we have this body and breath right now, we will know the reality of it. No? But we are imagining about it and just improving upon that. Generally, no. So, Uma, are you living the reality of body and breath also when you are living the reality of yourself right now? Because it is necessary to take over our control back from the mind. It is necessary because mind always threatens us in relation to the body. No, that if something goes wrong, don't tell me tomorrow. You will slowly start saying, no, I will not tell you anything. You can retire now. I can take care of my body as myself now. Slowly, no? Slowly you will know. That's why it's very important to live the body and the breath when we are living as ourselves. After some time, no? After living some time inside our being, let us open our consciousness back into the body and the breath again. That okay. And this is also, by the way, most fundamental way of removing the old mind or old ego, or old impressions of the ego also. One interesting thing, Umar, I try to live that your truth. We can say I am. No, I am is like a word. Two words given to the truth. I am. Then body. No, body. So by this I am, by this truth that we are, body is being seen. Like we are. This I am is aware of the body, existence of the body. It is aware of its own existence and it is aware of the existence of the body. No. It's as simple as this. And there is no connection really. And yet there is a connection. What is that connection, Uma? The breath is the connection. It makes it so intimate suddenly. No, body doesn't exist like separate. It's kind of mixed with me in a way, no? And it is actually. Do you see the point? It's like this. So breath is that relationship between the pure being that you are and the body. No? It is a continuous relationship happening, no? Continuous relationship happening, no? When I say breath, I don't literally mean this physical breath, because in some yogic, some practices, we can learn how to hold the breath for some time. You know what I mean? I don't mean that physical breath like that. Breath of the being I am talking about. The being is breathing in this body, breathing in and out, like breathing in and out, like this. Like every millisecond, in a way, you the being is going in your purity of being and coming out of yourself into the body and then going back and coming out. Something like this. We don't need to really go in details of it. I just wanted you to experience it or know it directly right now, like encountering the truth of it. It's fine like this.
Yes, it's so direct living of this, and as you say, so wonderful, not to define, not going to definition, it's going towards wonder.
Once we start experiencing body and breath directly, then our belief in the mind and the dependency on the mind reduces drastically. Because mind doesn't have much to offer to us now, except imagining about things which don't matter so much anymore. Thank you. I think it's nice. Thank you.
He also, in that inner word, also like not feeling.
Eh?
inner world also not feeling, like you said, the world is inside us, that is not real, imaginary world also not feeling.
Not
Like,
feeling.
not yes, I am not feeling that that is there. It'll kind of disappear. Absolute reality. It is feeling very much real.
Yeah, it is a little bit like zooming out. You know, when we are sitting in ourselves, it's like zooming out. You know, and if we have sufficiently zoomed out, then we more see what you are seeing in a way. No? Because world that we see inside us is a result of zooming in, no, in a certain way, getting involved or getting identified also with what we see. Not now zooming out, not identified with anything. Now we actually are experiencing that world or existence which actually exists. And we are not able to experience that world which we imagined or which we do imagine also. So I think it's good. It's good. Keep your focus on yourself. Because it is
Thank you
very
so much.
important. Thank you. And getting out of this imagined world in which we live, no, is like getting out of Matrix. In this Matrix movie, we were getting out of Matrix. We have habit, like body, mind, everything has habit of living in the Matrix. You know, you may start feeling like throwing up or something if you suddenly wake up, from the Matrix. You know what I mean? In that movie, it was like this. No? So the safest way is to keep our focus on ourselves. This transition from Matrix into the reality of ourselves in life. Keep our focus on ourselves. This is the best. Um, Thank you. Very good. Ojas, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste, beloved.
Thank you so much for being there. Thank you. I just wanted to come in front of you. I sometimes I feel I don't deserve to come in front of you because I've been so indisciplined and distracted and just postponing. I just need to spend time with myself, and something or the other I would just keep doing. And I just realized that, sometimes I listen to some other teacher satsang, not to uh, not to follow, but just to, you know, uh, be in touch, to learn. And I realized I don't need to do that anymore. So because there is very, very clear, flow of truth, some original source coming from you. So I just need to, whenever I need to remember and I feel lost, then I can listen to you. And other times I can just be with myself. But I'm not able to, not able to, I'm just not having the discipline to do that enough. And then I realized, I asked myself why. In your voice, it's like I would imagine that Raji would ask me why, and I'm like, no, because I still have some desire, and like I want to do this, I want to do that. And but I don't want to have, it's so yeah, I just wanted to come in front. Maybe you can instruct me something that I can do. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you. It's a beautiful, actually, already it is all very beautiful. I feel the only thing that I would like to say again is the importance of stability and clarity. It is like trying to make the whole thing more concise, more precise in a way, and as a result, more effective. So, just sharing, you need to translate it into your own way and lifestyle, or in your way of sadhana. That, let's say, when you feel like I don't have the feeling to meditate wholeheartedly, then don't meditate that time. But also don't do anything else that time. Just keep sitting and waiting that I will meditate when I'm wholehearted. And this will work like such a powerful contemplation in a way, like the effect of this awareness, that consciousness that I'm waiting. It will show you somehow that where you are lost and why. A very simple thing can help, that okay, I don't want to have this experience, this inner conflict when I'm meditating. But also I don't want to do anything else that time, like lost in the routine. I want to sit and do still something, and that something is like I'm waiting. Let's see how long it takes for me to come to that kind of agreement, inner readiness for meditating happily. And very soon it will come, every time. So this is, for example, what I will say, clarity, stability. So it's not necessary for our mind and everything to become stable and clear, but it is important and essential for us to become stable and clear towards it. Even if, like, for example, you are saying that I don't have a discipline, but have discipline about this knowledge now, that I don't have a discipline. That it is true. Because what is going to happen, that within the mind, there are many imaginations that take place, which try to cover up the pain of not having discipline. And that is not going to let us actually become free from it. Only the pain of reality, pain of seeing something, will encourage us to get out of that, if it is not true or not blissful. So normally we think that awareness or being aware of something is all blissful. I know one way of being aware that is blissful, that is being aware of who we are. Only one thing. Everything else is very painful actually in the beginning. Aware of body, aware of mind, aware of being disciplined, for example. It's so painful, like, oh my God, what I'm doing, why I do like this. So all of that only brings more unhappiness. But it does not mean that it is not going to bring happiness in time. It will. So somehow try to, bring things together, more integrated, more concise in a way, like this. Less scattered. And keep doing that. Everybody has to do like this. And if somehow you can accept in some way that the way you are is the best thing that life or the source could offer to you, make best use of it now, rather than waiting for some better version of you to come out of nowhere, and then you will start working on yourself. No, the way you are, start work. Like, you will succeed actually. Let's not count how many stairs or steps are there to climb to reach to the top of the mountain. Let us check how much willingness, how much interest I have to reach. Then someone who is so full of desire to reach to the mountain, 10 steps will become like one step. Already you have to climb only 10% of the step. And those who are very less interested in something, also one step will become like 10 steps. What I'm trying to say is that everything is relative really, in relation to our willingness and interest and like this. More clarity will help definitely.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
Ha, ha, ha.
I that's I don't need anything else. Everything is, you know, nothing new to learn or anything like that. It's just and you gave some couple of nice techniques, things. One is to be where I am. I don't need to get anywhere or be in some different state or, you know, and the other is to uh, at least do nothing else, you know, when I'm sitting, if I'm not meditating, because I get, you know, I start escaping. Maybe there is some feelings that come up, something else, something else. So I would just get, you know, get into something else, eating something or playing something. So instead of that, I can just sit until the meditation happens.
Yes. You cannot decide, for example, it is not in your control that how you are going to experience your day, how much thoughts will come and how much involvement with them will happen. This is not in your control. But what is in your control is that what you do with it. You can make use of everything of the whole day in your favor, or it can use you. So that this clarity is going to help you so much that I can actually use everything. It just I need to be clear what I want to get out of the day. No? Like somebody, for example, I saw people, celebrities, they don't have time for exercise, going to like hectic schedule, continuous schedule also of shooting and all. So they are coming from their home to the shooting location on bicycle. Bicycle. Oh, how great it is! He said, "No, it's nothing great. I did not get time to do exercise, so I, chose to come on the bike." So using everything for what we want to do. That's why it is much more important to be clear about what I want than what tools I have, what knowledge of how to I have. No, those who were clear and who are clear now also, even if they don't know how to do that, they know in time how to do it. Even if nobody has done it before, that's how innovations take place. By the way, no? Innovations happen in life. No? Thank you. I think you understood my point. Thank you, beloved. Ekta, you want to talk?
Namaste, Beloved.
Namaste.
Um, when I raised my hand, I don't know, it just, there was just some force which wanted to raise a hand and speak something, and just in one meeting, so many different, it felt, you know, every aspect was covered. What I certainly see in the past few days is I sense that anytime that I feel a certain aspect of control coming up, I lose this sense of ease and, you know, suddenly there is this feeling that the certain result should be in a certain way. And the moment, you know, this happens that, you know, and I can see it now in me, and I can sense it even a subtle movement, and it's like, oh no, this is just going in the old model of this is how it should be, and even, you know, where this is how even the self, the idea, and I'm just sensing um, that even, you know, when I'm doing the I am exercise, and as an exercise, there is a little stress, but the moment, you know, I start resting into it, it just becomes like, you know, hey, I'm just here. There is no there's no control as well. So if you can speak something on that just this word itself kind of creates this, it's like a film, and just the let go itself is like, I've off late the example that kind of, it's like a baby when it lets go, and it kind of, it tease or it poos. It's just, there's such a relax, and then it giggles, and I so I would sometimes, I sense that I just, a giggle comes up, but I feel, I just want to feel it more and more. This sense of, where this let go happens, and I want to giggle. So I just wanted to bring this in front of you. If you could speak something, on control, because I can see it. And earlier it used to bother, but now it's like, oh, I see it, that when I'll do this, this is kind of going away from, the focus goes on something else. And now the constant in the meeting you have been pointing that focus on yourself and focus on yourself. So if you can shed some light on this, thank you so much for this.
Very, very nice to see you. Let me just share a little bit that the sense of control is not something good or bad. Let's kind of let's not let's remove this from our table that it is good or bad. No, we were seekers of truth, and we are now finders of truth. No, the ones who are living the truth now. We are the ones who are living the truth now. No, so someone who is living the truth does not have a attitude of good or bad. No, they need to. So there is a sense of control, that there is a feeling that I want to control things. No, so it's not good or bad. Let us see what it is. No. I would feel that it is a very genuine, natural thing that is present in the being. No. Sometimes being want to lose control also. Like in the human life, sometimes we want to lose control because we have been living in the control for a long time, so we want to have a party. No, you know what I mean? And then we want to be in the control also most of the time also. No. But generally, naturally, the being like to keep things in the control. No. But the definition of control, the understanding of control is different. No. What I'm trying to share with you here is that if you want to keep your life in control, you should keep yourself in control. No, first. Like learn to not lose yourself in anything that you do, in one sense. No. But this is where we have a little bit of a challenge also, because the energy that we have has to be spent in what we do. No. Because if we don't devote our energy to what we do, then we will not feel that passion, that joy, that totality. No. So there is only one solution for it. That is that know clearly yourself as yourself, and energies as energies. Like knowing ourselves more clearly it includes knowing the energies also. Like as our knowing of who we are deepens, we also know that we have energies, no, which are not ourself, which are more a individual pool of energy or set of abilities given to us or evolved in us, no, and that has to be devoted into the work that we do. Like there we can let go of the sense of control while we remain in control of who we are. No? So it's a experiential evolution in a way, or correction that happens in a way. And we can do a small experiment rather than doing the same thing with everything of the day. You know what I mean? Small things can be done. Like remain in control of yourself, or remain in the clarity of who you are experientially, and knowing that yes, I am. Then have a cup of tea. No? First of all, start with a cup of tea always, I feel. No? And then see. Like you will notice that like there is a excessive holding back sometime, there is a excessive involvement sometime also, and that will be corrected somehow. Back and forth it will be corrected, that neither too much into the experience nor too much into the experiencer. A balance will take place somehow, like, oh wow, like very like it totally the experience is being enjoyed. But that doesn't demand you to leave yourself, to forget yourself. They complement each other actually. The deeper or real experiencing requires you to remain as yourself only. If you forget to live as yourself, you cannot experience the truth. You follow what I'm saying? So life is experience basically. That's what I'm saying. Losing control or the need to have control is actually a misunderstanding arising out of not being clear about who we are and what life or what experience is. Start with the small experiences, and that correction will take place. I feel like this. Like a stability will emerge from our own self, in a way. Meaning, in small things, you can monitor, and you can keep this vigilance inside you in the background, that let me do this work, and if I can lose myself while doing this work, this self I cannot be. I cannot be this self which I can lose. No, it means this is something else. No, remaining alert will show you that still I remain as myself, differently than I thought, or than I have been living, but and you have discovered a deeper reality of who you are also, in a way, or clearer knowing of who you are. No? But mostly we have attachment to who we are, even when we have started knowing who we are, that we are not ready to let go of that. So let go of control, is it possible that let go of control basically means letting go of what you think you are? Just check right now and please tell me. I'm just trying to create an environment where you can question yourself and see yourself. Please don't take these as my answers or anything like this.
Yeah, I think that's exactly, I feel, in what you said, you got to the crux of the matter, where we said that is letting go of who you think you are. And, and I feel the moment, I let go of this, the sense of who I think I am, then that's the ease that I feel, that I'm talking, that I feel that, because I think it's just, it has a certain flavor. It's like as if, whereas, I don't know, I feel that you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So this is precisely, where let go of who you think you are. And it's like, the more I'm seeing this, I'm like, I feel there is a natural ease coming up in me. And when I sense this little, presence of this is who I think I am, then I'm like, there is a kind of, it's like, oh, okay. But I just wanted to bring it in front of you. And this little thing that you just said is kind of, I feel it's already started to clean this little thing that is there. And yeah.
One more thing came to me just now, when that can maybe also help you. So you know now that how it feels to be to feel your being, yourself, living in this sense of being, sense of existence. There is a sort of a relax here, if you there is a sort of a relax and peacefulness here. Yes, and we are going to enjoy living it, no, as and when we want. But in this context right now, what can be done is very nicely is that continue living in the while doing some work, a small work, no, for experiment, that continue living in the peacefulness and relax of your being, and try to devote your energies as much as you can in this, but remain vigilant that you are not losing the relax of your being. And sometime you will be able, you will devote too much energy. Too much energy means you will kind of lose your peacefulness, peaceful center in a way, or centeredness into yourself. Or sometimes you will be too much centered into yourself and not enough involved in the activity that you are doing. And slowly, somehow, you will come to that right centeredness into yourself and right involvement into what you are doing also. This is freedom. Freedom is not really by settling into who we are in this way, while ignoring doing of the activity of body mind, or involving too much in the body mind. No. There is something called perfection of being and doing at the same time. Let us try to come to that, Ekta. And there will be a lot of back and forth. So know clearly that yes, it's going to be a lot of back and forth. You will feel like, oh, I have lost myself, my peacefulness, my joyfulness. Then let go of that activity, because that's a experimental activity anyway. You are not doing that in the daily life activity anyway, no? So relax back. And when you feel you have sufficiently relaxed and that you are not going to lose this peacefulness, joyfulness, and clarity of who you are, clearly living yourself, then start doing the work again, no? And start devoting more of yourself into it, up to the point where you come to that borderline, no? Where you remain as yourself and fully involved into what you are doing also. You know what I mean? Is this clear to you?
Yes, it's clear. There is this and I'm just smiling too much. It's like when there is the mind says you get it, but when it's the being that knows that the message is landed. So I feel that's the thing, that the message is landed, and I feel it. I feel it.
Because what otherwise happens is that somehow when we discover ourselves, the experience of ourselves, we try to hold on to it, and which is also can be a practice and which is fine for some. But now when you are asking in this context, I feel that you are the being when you are doing also. No? Why you should lose yourself when you are doing anything? Because unless you become clear, unless you transcend this fear of losing yourself when doing something, you will always have this fear of either losing yourself or losing control on life. No? You know what I mean? So this is the real, this is the more experiential, answer to what you were asking. Don't be so lost in yourself that you feel that I'm losing control on my life. Don't be so lost in your life that you feel that I'm not living as myself. No. Something between the two is beyond both also. Something between the two is beyond two also. You. You are not the self which you experience. You are the experiencer of the self that you experience. Can you accept this? You are not even the self that you experience inside you. You are that who experiences it. And that is the same one perfectly present in its full truth and glory when it is doing anything, fully involved in the doings of life, no? As much as it want to. No? And like this, Ekta, one way or the other, it is going to show you that you are still trying to remain as yourself in some way, not living as what you are truly effortlessly. You know, it is going to highlight the bondage you have chosen in a through some misunderstanding, and you will become free from it. No. One example could be that, let's say you are doing something. I'm sure you have done many things like this, and you must be doing some things also in different times. That, let's say you are doing some work, some creative work or some work that you like to do, and you have completely forgotten that who you are. You could be so lost that you don't even remember your name, let's say, you know, for some time. No? Do you feel fear that those times? You don't actually. You feel so happy, so lost in a way, but so found also in a way, no? We feel lost in reality only when we are lost in imagination, not lost in life. No? When we are lost in life, in the real life, body, mind, and life, we have found ourselves actually, because we are a presence, which is completely giving life to the activities that we are doing, and which is has another aspect of witnessing or awareness. No? Like you are that who is passionately doing everything, and you are aware of yourself being passionate also. This is our full truth, no? If you choose any of them, you have not chosen truth really of who you are yet. Because who is that who is doing things if you are the witness only, no? And if you are the only one if you are that who is doing everything, then maybe you have not done totally yet. Anybody who does anything totally, the witness wakes up inside us, even for a moment. So even if we don't live the truth of ultimate truth of who we are, when we are living life totally, we must have experienced one or more than one time the truth of who we are, even if we lost it or did not give value to it now. So I hope it is more clear now.
Well, it's very clear. There's also, this other example that when you were speaking about, it's like when a mother is carrying a baby, and at the same time, what I would listen to also saying is at the same time, if she is, carrying a pot on her head, there's still a remembrance, of that, yes, there is full activity and everything, but yet there is a
Yes.
remembrance of, being very present,
Yes.
that she has to take care.
This is very ancient example we heard from even our parents and mothers and like this, but it's so good. It's so good. The example you gave now is so good. Yes, like keeping self-remembrance until necessary while doing anything and everything. No, like remembering verbally. Like this is what we practiced also up to some degree. Remembering even verbally or at the mind thought level that I am whole day while doing everything. Then it goes deeper actually. Then it comes to the experiencing level that we start experiencing that I am when I'm doing everything. Then deeper than that is being who we are while doing everything. No? It happens so naturally. Yes, you are right. So very, very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I also ask one more thing? Or maybe, I also noticed one more thing is it's not this is very much present what you're saying at the moment, the same time, I just got something that earlier when I would see it like I was scared of doing any activity because somewhere it was like, oh, I will lose myself. It was like and sometimes that was even an excuse. That I don't want to do this because, or I don't want to get into this because I'll lose myself. And I just saw this. It was like, but now that what you're saying is, I also question that will I lose myself? Uh, and so that was kind of, will I really? Because that whole play is now kind of seen that will I lose myself? This self, that I'm kind of. It just feels like so much of it was just an idea and everything. It was just like because it's unfolding, and I I just wanted to bring this as well. That
It is true. It feels like this. Yeah. I mean, if there was a actual problem that had to be solved, no, then we could solve it ourselves, or we could solve it together also, like right now, or with anybody else, with the help of anybody else. No, if the problem is not seen clearly, then what can be the answer? No? The answer can be only clearly seeing. No, so awakening is so simple as seeing clearly. And that's why it is so difficult that we don't believe that just not seeing clearly has resulted in all the problem that I have or I am experiencing. No, we don't. We have forgotten one thing, that we are the being. Not realizing that what we are seeing is our imagination, we start creating based on that. So we are not just suffering or troubled by our imagination. We are troubled by the creation uh, out of our imagination also. No, the way our energies are, body, mind, and everything. No? It is a result of that creation out of our misunderstanding. No? Unless we stop creating, and for that, unless we stop imagining, we are in trouble. No? Do you see, Ekta, we are creating our own imprisonment continuously, and then we are trying to be free from it also. First thing is that we should stop creating. That's what I think our great beings were trying to tell us, that stop moving, don't do anything for the time being. Meaning from inside. Practical life is fine, but from inside, don't do anything. Meaning don't stop creating unless you become clear about who you are. It makes sense, or no? I think it's very good. Thank you. Thank you. Very happy.
thank you
Nice to
so
talk to you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. You can help yourself. I am sharing, which can help you help yourself. No? That's what I mean also when we were talking about it. Bring your problem right now. Become clear about your problem and we can solve it together right now. Fundamental problem. Because if it was a real problem somewhere, we could solve it together also, or you alone could solve it also. A lot of sharing has happened, discussions happened, all of us, explored so beautifully, this truth. But I know truth cannot be put in words really. Only we are trying. But what I know clearly is that we are waking up here in this meeting. We are living the truth in this meeting. This I clearly know, which is amazing. No? So that the purpose of our discussion is served so beautifully, so clearly. The end result of this meeting should not be the words, but the deep, clear knowing, within ourselves, which I see clearly, actually, in all of us together. It's so amazing. No? It is really a rare moment for me also. Not this meeting only, but many meetings before that also. That you are able to hear actually in some way, and I feel inspired to speak. That like it matches somehow our way of talking and listening matches in some way, like the need or something. I don't know, but so it's very effective, very beautiful. So thank you everyone for joining this meeting. It was very, very beautiful meeting all of you. Thank you.